The next sutra. Delusions are erroneous mental concepts. Hallucinations and fantasies are entirely subjective perceptions, not based on anything that exists. It goes along with illusions. For example, in Vasistha Yoga, one of the things they talk about as being a delusion is if you see a rope and mistake it for being a snake. Okay? If you think it's a snake and you're afraid of snakes, you're going to be afraid of that rope. Only by examining it to find out that it's only a piece of rope do you get over that fear and you find that freedom. So being a yogi, one of the things about practicing yoga is to learn to be fearless. Okay? The true yogi is fearless. They have examined all the things that they're afraid of. They have examined all their delusions, all their illusions, and they've realized that life is supportive of them, that when they are able to turn off the mental chatter, that they are part of one field of existence which is supportive of them and what they want to achieve. They know that what they want to do, which is wake up, it's not like there's someone out there, there's not a big guy in the sky with a beard saying, no, you don't deserve to wake up until you do such and such. Essentially, once you decide that you want to wake up, if you keep that intention out there and you hold that intention, you eventually move through all these delusions and illusions and you find one day that you are awake and it's a lot simpler than you think it is. And that's the key. Ramana Maharshi, one of the things he likes to say is when people say, I just don't think I can meditate, I don't think I can be self-realized, I don't think I can wake up. And he says, well, that's the obstacle right there. So get that out of your head. If you don't think you can do it, that's the first thing, is to quit thinking that way. And start believing that you can. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to right away. You may. But as long as you know you can, then that means you're open to doing the things right, the things that are necessary to do so that you do wake up. Okay? It helps you get through all the delusions and illusions. All right. And the next one, this is the interesting one, we talked about it last time. Sleep is a modification of the power of cognition. As an incarnated human being, you need to sleep. Your body needs to rest. You need to relax. You need to let your nervous system process the things you've experienced during the day. But that's just your body sleeping. After you've practiced meditation long enough, practiced yoga long enough, you are able to realize, when you're able to realize that you're not your body, then you can sleep. Your body can sleep, but you can remain alert and aware. That's superconscious sleeping. And the key is to learn to be superconscious in meditation first. And then you can use that when you go to sleep. Your body can rest, it rejuvenates, it relaxes much quicker. But you are still awake, you are still aware. So that's just something to play around with. How can you maintain that superconscious state? And you can go back and listen to, let's see, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, the recording from 2 weeks ago from this group, where I describe the process you go through so that you can learn to meditate superconsciously while you're going to sleep. So memories are mental impressions of prior perceptions. Memories, these are all the things that you think you are. They're the things that make up your story. I've recently been working on a book on Vedic astrology, and it occurred to me that a person's birth chart, that represents their karma. And since we're talking about yoga and Vedic astrology is related to yoga, yogic science, the birth chart represents your karma. Now, the karma you have is the tendencies and the habits that you bring in from past lives, we'll say. So when you're born, you have this ball of karma. But all it is, really, is the stuff you've been doing before that. You're just going to continue doing that. So just like you went to sleep last night, and you are who you are, and you wake up this morning, and you're still going to do the same things you've been doing, just because that's your habit, that's your tendencies. So in a sense, that's what your karma is. It's just your habits and your tendencies. Now, the memories we have, we can say, well, I'm this way, or I can't do this, or I can do this because of these past experiences. So essentially, you're defining yourself by your past experiences. And that's just an excuse to either do things or not do things. So the key with that is just realize that, of course, you've got memories. You have a recording of the things that happened to you. And you can blame your life, your future and current life experiences on those memories, or you cannot. The key is to make that decision to quit blaming your life experiences on your past experiences, your past memories. Because all those are is just recordings in your subconscious. And you can look at them or you can not look at them. They have nothing to do with what your experience is now and in the future. In order to change your experience now and in the future is to start acting different now. That's the only way you change those habits and those tendencies. And that's also part of yoga practice. It's not just meditating, it's not just, chanting and getting all blissful and happy. It's about living effectively and making an effort to change the things you've been experiencing. That's the key. Again, jumping ahead to Vasista Yoga, one of the things in there that Vasista says is the only thing you experience is the result of your self-effort. Self, capital S, like your soul, your higher self effort. Okay? So whatever you do, don't blame anything. Don't blame anything on what you can and can't do. Just start doing what you want to do. And even if you fail, that doesn't matter because you're still trying. You're still putting the intention out there. And eventually, you will be able to do it. It's just like anything. You don't learn it right off the bat. A musical instrument, you can't just pick it up and start playing it. Unless, you've had previous experience on musical instruments. So it's the same thing. If you want to do something different, such as wake up and be enlightened, you have to start practicing like an enlightened person. You have to start living like an enlightened person. That's the practice of it. So Sutra 12. The troublesome influences of mental impressions should be restrained, weakened, and removed by meditation practice and dispassionate non-attachment. Right. So that's why this is a yogic scripture and meditation group. Because right now you're getting the theory, okay? But when we practice the meditation, when you go out into your life, you're getting the experience, okay? That said, when you meditate, there's a couple different aspects to meditation. One is the mechanical technique aspect of meditation. And what falls in the realm of techniques are mantra practice, pranayama, breath awareness practice, simply observing, being mindful, that's a technique. Anything which allows you to focus your attention is a technique. And what that's doing is it's teaching you to maintain your awareness on one single point.